Alright, welcome on into another collection update video here. And like I said at the end of part 37, which we just wrapped up a second ago, we have um, Sherlock Holmes 2, A Game of Shadows with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. There's written Rachel McAdams is also returning in this one. There's are the three names that I recognize on the back of here. This one is also PG-13. Came out in 2011 and is 129 minutes long. And both of these Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies are really good. It's just been a really long time since I watched them, but I remember thoroughly enjoying them when I did. So, next up we have She's the Man. And I think this movie is very, very funny. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this one. It's one I'm going to try and watch annually, which means I got to put it on again pretty soon here. But we have Amanda Bynes, Channing Tatum, and those are the two names that I recognize on the back of here. This one it came out in 2006, is PG-13 and 105 minutes long. And I'm going to go ahead and read a little blurb on the back of here. Amanda Bynes proves that girls can do anything guys can do in She's the Man. The laughs are non-stop when Viola, played by Bynes, disguised as her twin brother Sebastian, played by James Kirk, whose name I don't recognize, joins the high school boys soccer team and helps win the big game, while unexpectedly falling for Duke, played by Channing Tatum. The hot star forward, Viola, discovers that dealing with high school politics and twisted love triangles is a major challenge when you're a guy who's really a girl. She's the Man features an ensemble cast of up-and-coming stars and hit songs, so kick back and get ready to laugh out loud. So yeah, she tries to. I believe this character is her brother right here at the soccer ball, and so she tries and pass herself off as him, and then to throw off the charade, and he ends up showing up at one point and being like, "Well, now who's this guy?" And he's like, "I'm Sebastian. What are you talking about?" And they're like, "If you're here, then who's that over there?" And gesturing towards Amanda Bynes' character, and she's like, "Cause that's Sebastian over there." And he's like, "No, I'm the real Sebastian. Trust me, I'm Sebastian." And so then someone confronts her and is like, "Wait a minute. If you're Sebastian, then who's he?" And she's like, "Oh, he's actually Sebastian. I'm his sister Viola." And uh, and there's like, "What? You wait? You're imitating him to be on the soccer team? Hold on, wait a minute. What?" And so neither one of them is believed as being who Sebastian actually is. So he drops his shoulders and is like, "Yo, I'm Sebastian." And she's like, "Yeah." She lifts her shoulders like, "Yeah, I'm actually a girl. Sorry." It's hilarious. It's a really great movie. Next up, we have another really funny movie, and that is Short Circuit, about a living robot who thinks he's alive. No, this is sample number 5. I don't recognize any of the cast members listed here, but it is a hilarious, hilarious movie. Very good. It came out. When did this come out? In 1986. Is rated PG and 99 minutes long, and it's a very funny robot movie. Love it. Next up, we have Simply Irresistible with Sarah Michelle Gellar, being the name that I recognize on the front here, and and hers is the only name on the whole case that I recognize. Okay then. This one came out in 1999. Is 94 minutes long. PG-13 is the rating there, and there we go. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't have a whole lot I can say about that one. Next up, we have Simone with Al Pacino. And in the age of AI, this movie is a lot more relevant now than it was when it originally came out in, it's like 2003. Because Al Pacino is kind of like a computer whiz type guy, and he created his own starring actress for the movies that he was making, and named it Simone here. I think Simone is an acronym for something. And of course, they don't say what Simone stands for in the back here, on the back of the case, but I'm pretty sure it's an acronym for something. It is PG-13. Came out in 2003, and is 117 minutes long. Al Pacino is the only name on the back of here that I recognize. So yeah. Next up, we have 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford and Anne Heche. Right here. Let's see if there's other names on the back here I recognize or not. Nope, does not look like it. Okay. This one is PG-13. 102 minutes long, and I don't see a release year anywhere. So let's see if there's a release here on the inside, maybe. Let's see. Nope. Okay. So no release year on the inside or the outside of the case. But still a very good movie. I want to say it maybe came out after Return of the Jedi, or maybe after Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, based on how Harrison Ford looks here. So there we go. Next up, we have 16 Candles. My gosh, this is an awkward movie, but it's so funny. It's a good awkward, but it's awkward for sure. Came out in 1984. I don't recognize any of the names listed on the back of here, but it is PG and an hour and 33 minutes long. And a lot of the funny moments in this are so much more awkward now than they were, I imagine, when this came out, because a lot of the types of things that they do in this, you don't do them anymore. But yeah, very funny movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next up, we have Skyscraper with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson here, and I have this one triple formatted, and the cases looked the same, so I kept the 4K case to have it in my case collection. This one is PG-13. I have seen this, but it's been a long time. Neve Campbell is also in this with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and theirs are the two names that I recognize on the back of here. So it came out in 2018 and is an hour and 43 minutes long. I've heard there might be a second one coming out sometime soon. Maybe that, or it's a San Andreas 2. But one of those two Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies is getting a sequel somewhat soon. Next up, we have Bill Pullman and Sandra Bullock in While You Were Sleeping here. Do I recognize any other names on the back of the case here? Peter Gallagher is in this as well, it looks like. This one is PG. Came out in... I don't see a release here, my bad. But it's 103 minutes long. And yeah. I don't see a release here, so... apparently it came out after both Speed and Miss Congeniality, so whenever those movies came out, and the original Independence Day. So around that time frame, whatever that time frame was, is when this one came out. Because they're referenced on the back up here. So, yeah. Next up, we have Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. This is a 10th anniversary edition. Let's see. Bill Pullman is also in this one as well. And Rosie O'Donnell. It came out in 1993. Is PG and 105 minutes long. Yeah, here we go. I haven't seen this one yet either, which, given that I'm from the same state that it takes place in, I should have seen this by now, but I haven't. I'm in Tacoma, Washington, whereas that was set in Seattle, Washington. So I've been to where it takes place. Does that give me any street cred? I don't know, probably not. Anyway, next up we have the OG Sleeping Beauty animated movie here. Let's see, when did it originally come out? Because this is an anniversary edition, but it doesn't say which number the anniversary is. I want to say this is like a 60s or 70s movie. In the 1960s or 1970s. The Blu-ray release is from 2019, but that's not when the movie itself came out, obviously. It is rated G, though, 75 minutes long, and yeah, I'm not sure when it originally came out, but I'm going to say somewhere in the 60s to 70s, thereabouts, maybe even the 80s, I don't know. I don't know for sure, so. One I do know for sure when it came out is Maleficent, with a runtime of 97 minutes, a PG rating, and 2014 release. This one has Angelina Jolie, Elle Fanning, and those are the two names that I recognize on the back of here. And very, very good movie. Yeah. I don't want to enter spoiler territory for that, for that one, or its sequel here. Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. Let's see. Michelle Pfeiffer joins the cast in this one, as does Mordo from the MCU, with Angelina Jolie and Elle Fanning both returning to their respective roles of Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty herself, respectively. This one is also PG, came out in 2020, and is also a very, very good movie. So yeah. One thing I will spoil about this one is that Maleficent herself actually turns into a dragon in this one. That's not the case in the first Maleficent movie, like it is in the original animated movie. Next up, we have Sleepover, right here, with Alex Vega, Jane Lynch, Sarah Paxton, Brie Larson, and Steve Carell. Those are the names that I recognize on the back of here. recall Brie Larson being in this one. I might have to give this one a rewatch to refresh my memory of her being in it. But it is PG. Came out in 2004 and is an hour and 29 minutes long right here. And it is a pretty funny movie. I enjoyed that one. Next up, we have Smallfoot, which is what we are compared to Yetis and Sasquatch. So, yeah. This one has a voice cast including, well, the ones that I recognize anyway are Channing Tatum, Zendaya, LeBron James, Danny DeVito, Gina Rodriguez, and just those ones. Just those, I think, 5 names that I just listed. It came out in, looks like 2018, is PG and 96 minutes long. I remember watching it, but I don't remember a whole lot about it because I watched a lot of things in 2018, to be fair. One I haven't seen yet is Small Group, the movie, right here. And I don't recognize any of the names listed on the back of here, but it is PG-13. Came out in 2018 as well, and is 121 minutes long, so just barely over 2 hours. And it's one that I need to watch because I haven't seen it yet. But I do plan on watching it sometime soon. There we go. Next up, we have a collection of Smurf movies, 4 of them to be precise. One of them I have a standalone case for it, or I thought I had a standalone case for it. I have 2 copies of it. So, we have The Smurfs, The Smurfs 2, The Smurfs, The Legend of Smurfy Hollow, and The Smurfs: A Christmas Carol right here. From top to bottom on the back in the same order I just listed them off. On the front here we have The Smurfs 1 from 2011 with Neil Patrick Harris. And his is the only name that I recognize on the back of there. For that one, it is PG and 103 minutes long. Smurfs 2 is also PG. Came out in 2013 and is 105 minutes long. Neil Patrick Harris returns to the voice cast for this one. And Katy Perry plays Smurfette. I don't see her name listed on the first one. So I'm thinking they probably recast Smurfette from the first one to the second one. And the Smurfs Legend of Smurfy Hollow is rated G, came out in 2013. And I don't recognize any of the cast members listed there for the voice cast. It is that and the Smurf Christmas Carol are both animated movies, where these ones are set in live action. The Smurf Christmas Carol is rated G, came out in 2011, and I don't recognize any of the names listed on there because there aren't any listed on the back of that one. So, yeah. Here we go. Next up, we have The Smurfs 3, Smurfs: The Lost Village, right here. This one is PG, has Demi Lovato in it, and hers is the only name that I recognize on the back of here, other than Julia Roberts. I recognize her name as well. But this one came out in 2017 and is 90 minutes long, and this one I haven't seen yet. So, there we go. Next up, we have Snow Falling on Cedars. Right here. This one has Ethan Hawke in it, and his is the only name that I recognize. I recognize him from the Before trilogy. or yeah, before sunrise, before sunset, and before midnight. It is PG-13. Came out in 1999, so around the time that before Sunrise came out, I think the first installment of the Before trilogy, around the same time as this one came out. And this one is 2 hours and 8 minutes long. And it's not one that I've seen, but here's the guy that I recognize right here. And yeah, last stack. But before I go over this stack, I'm going to pause this for a second and check on the upload status for my previous video. So, just a second. The other video was fully uploaded, so I went ahead and deleted the file from the computer so that it clears up space. Continuing on, we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which I believe is from the 1930s. Originally, this particular DVD release is from 2017, but I know for a fact this did not come out in 2017 originally. That I know for a fact, because this is one of Disney's first animated movies. It is rated G, 83 minutes long, and it's a classic that a lot of people really love, myself included. This is a really good movie. So yeah. Next up, we have Snow White and the Huntsman, with Kristen Stewart, Charlize Theron, and Chris Hemsworth. It includes an extended and a theatrical edition. I don't think I've seen either version, nor have I seen either version of the sequel, which we'll get to in a second, which I think is actually a prequel, come to think of it. Yeah, this one's actually a prequel, so, but anyway. Are there any other cast member names that I recognize on the back of the case here? Toby Jones is in this one. And in addition to the 3 names I listed before, are the 4 names that I recognize. The theatrical version is PG-13. The original or the extended edition is not rated anymore. The theatrical runtime is 2 hours and 8 minutes, whereas the extended runtime is 2 hours and 12 minutes. And this came out in 2012, it looks like. Then we have the Huntsman Winter's War. There's a sticker blocking most of the cast list there, but I can see Charlize Theron and Chris Hemsworth are also in this one. This is the story before Snow White, apparently, which means that it would be a prequel to this one, I'm guessing. But anyway, I got Chris Hemsworth, Charlize Theron, Emily Blunt, and those are the 3 names that I recognize on the back of this one, with music by James Newton Howard. Like the other one, this one also has a PG-13 theatrical cut and a not rated extended cut. Came out in 2015. The theatrical cut is 1 hour and 54 minutes, and the extended cut is 2 hours and 0 minutes. It decided to put the 0 minutes on the back here, so that's why I said it as well. So yeah, here we go. Next up, we have The Sneakover, and this is a story about a bunch of friends that just want to like basically have this kind of sleepover, but their parents are like, no, it's too late. It's curfew time. No sleepovers tonight. They ended up basically hanging out throughout the night, anyways. As far as the cast is concerned, do I recognize any of the names listed on here? Nope, I do not. It is not rated, but it's family friendly. and is 84 minutes long and came out in 2021. And so it came out during the biggest hoax in the history of mankind, aka HoaxVid-19. Next up, we have The Soloist with Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr. This one came out in 2009. It is PG-13 and 116 minutes long. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say much about it other than it has 2 MCU names listed, which are the 2 that I said on the front of the case here. So yeah. Next up, we have Something's Gotta Give with Jack Nicholson. There was a nickel in there somewhere. And Diane Keaton, as well as Keanu Reeves. Those are the 3 names that I recognize. Jon Favreau as well. I recognize his name on the back of the case, but his is not present on the front of the case. This one is PG-13. Came out in 2003 and is 128 minutes long. And I thought it was a pretty decent story. I liked it. Next up, we have a movie that's been canceled for no bloody reason whatsoever, and that is Song of the South. There's no valid reason why this should have been canceled, but it apparently has been. So I personally enjoy the movie. It's the story that leads to one of my favorite rides at Disneyland that's been rethemed to Princess and the Frog, and that is Splash Mountain. It's the story of Splash Mountain's characters like Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear, etc. It is it says not rated, but it's suitable for all ages. So I'm going to say it's rated G regardless. And it is 91 minutes long. And like I said, there's literally no valid reason why this movie's been canceled, but it has been. No valid reason whatsoever. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's baffling. Anyway, next up we have the Sonic trilogy. I have all 3 movies. I haven't been able to find Knuckles, the series, yet. Or, strike that. I have been able to find it, but I haven't been able to afford it. We'll put it that way. When I got their other things as well. This one has 2 names that I recognize on the front, which is both of them. Both of the names listed on the front are Jim Carrey and James Marsden. Let's see who else is on here. There is in here. Those are the only 2 names that I recognize on the back of here as well. So that's fine. It is PG. Came out in 2020 and is 98 minutes long. And I thoroughly enjoyed all 3 of these movies and the Knuckles series. I did watch the Knuckles series on Paramount Plus. So there we go. Next up, we have Sonic 2 right here. Idris Elba is introduced playing Knuckles in this one. Or his version of Knuckles is introduced here. Yeah, when we get to the third one, I'll point out what one of my favorite lines in the third movie is, because I think it's hilarious. And I'll try and explain what it is, but it has to do with 2 of the characters listed, or 2 of the characters on the front of the case here. But yeah. Anyway, this one's PG, came out in 2022, and is 122 minutes long, and it's thoroughly enjoyable. What can I say? Next up, we have Sonic 3, and both of these characters are played by Jim Carrey. That gives you a little bit of a foreshadow into my favorite line from the movie. Of course, returning cast members are Jim Carrey, James Marsden and Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves. I'm guessing Keanu Reeves played, or not guessing. I know Keanu Reeves voices Dark or like Shadow, the Black Sonic here. Shadow, yeah. This one came out in 2024. Is 109 minutes long. Kristen Ritter from the Marvel Netflix series, as well as Daredevil Born Again Season 2 in the MCU proper, was also in this one. I think as a voice character. But my favorite line in this movie is when both of the Jim Carrey characters are like, "You look just like me. It's almost like we're the same actor in a movie playing two characters," or something to that effect. And it's hilarious. So funny. Love it. I hope they make a Sonic 4 because those three are all really good. Next up, we have The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage. And Alfred Molina and Tessa Thompson as well. This one is PG, a fun magical story, if I do say so myself. Has a lot of funny moments. And came out in 2010 and is 109 minutes long, and it is super funny. I really like this movie a lot. They also play the song Secrets using Tesla coils, which is awesome in and of itself. So, next up we have Disney Pixar's Soul. This one is PG, came out in 2021, it looks like, and is 100 minutes long. Are there any cast members listed on the back of here? Probably not, but let's take a look anyway. Nope, no cast members listed here. Once again, a Disney animated movie is being very unhelpful with the voice cast. Come on, Disney, start putting voice casts on your animated movies already. Good grief. It does say Tina Fey plays Soul 22 at least. So, and it also says Jamie Foxx is in here, but it doesn't have cast information in this area. You have to read the blurb to find those two names that I just recognized. So, Next up, we have a 4-movie collection of films to inspire, featuring Soul Surfer, When the Game Stands Tall, Abel's Field, and The Mighty Max. Right here. In that same order, we have three PG movies in a row, with Mighty Max being the only G-rated one. As far as the cast is concerned here, for all of these, I recognize this actress, Anna-Sophia Robb, Helen Hunt, and Carrie Underwood, and Dennis Quaid. I recognize all of their names. The real Bethany Hamilton is also in this, and that this is based on the incredible true story about Bethany Hamilton, where Anna-Sophia Robb plays that character. And it is PG, came out in 2011, and is 106 minutes long, and it's the only one of these 4 that I've actually seen. So yeah. And When the Game Stands Tall has Jim Caviezel in it, as well as Clancy Brown. But I haven't seen this one yet. It is also PG, came out in 2014, and is 115 minutes long. Abel's Field, I don't recognize any of the names listed for this one, but it is also PG, came out in 2012, and is 104 minutes long. And The Mighty Max is G-rated. I also don't recognize any of the cast members listed there. And it came out in 2011 and is 99 minutes long. I have another copy, or a Blu-ray DVD combo copy of Soul Surfer. We already talked about this one, so just a second ago, so I'm going to just set this one off to the side now, since we covered it already. Next up is a hard watch, but a very, very important one, and that is The Sound of Freedom with Jim Caviezel. And I'm not gonna say what this one is about. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to be smart and check it out, because it is a very, very good movie while being a very hard watch, because the subject matter is very heavy. But it is PG-13, and I want to say it's a fairly recent movie. Yeah, 2023 is a release year, and it is 131 minutes long. Definitely do yourself a favor and watch this one if you haven't already. It is phenomenal. Next up, we have The Sound of Music 50th Anniversary Edition. This one is rated G. Originally came out in 1965. And is 175 minutes long. I didn't realize this was close to 3 hours. My goodness. As far as the cast is concerned, we have Julie Andrews, and hers is the only name that I recognize on the back of here. Okay then. She plays this character here named Maria. A lot of iconic songs in this movie, honestly, including Do Re Mi, My Favorite Things, and The Sound of Music itself as a title, which is the name of the movie, in case you didn't notice. Next up, we have Mel Brooks's Spaceballs 1. There's a second one coming, so I can say Spaceballs 1 now. I do have a DVD and a Blu-ray for it. The cases look different, therefore I kept both of them. But we have Mel Brooks, John Candy, and Rick Moranis in here, as well as Bill Pullman. And Joan Rivers. This one is PG. Came out in 1987. I imagine the sequel will probably be PG-13. Because this was pushing the envelope for PG back in its day, back when it came out. And it is 96 minutes long and includes one F-bomb, which is why it's pushing the envelope for a PG rating by today's standards, because can't say that particular word in a PG movie anymore. You can say it up to 4 times in a PG-13, but not in a PG whatsoever. So yeah, we already covered that one, so we can put that one off to the side. And we have 2 movies left to talk about in this particular video, and they are Space Jam with Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny. Yes, you heard me right. We also have the voice of Danny DeVito in this, and music by James Newton Howard again. This one is PG. Came out in 1996 and is 88 minutes long. And I'm going to be honest, if it weren't for the Looney Tune aspects, I wouldn't have gotten this or the sequel, because sports goes over my head like this. So anything sports related is like, I don't get it. It's like metaphors and sarcasm for Drax the Destroyer. Those things go over his head, although if you ask him, he says, nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too quick. I would catch it. But yeah. So it has the Looney Tunes going for it, though. So I got both of them. And I plan to triple format both of them. But yeah. Anyway, next up, one that I have seen and thoroughly enjoyed is Spies in Disguise with Will Smith and Tom Holland. We have Will Smith voicing this guy and Tom Holland voicing this guy. And let's see. Rachel Brosnahan is also in this, as well as Karen Gillan. those are the 4 names that I recognize on the back of here. This one is PG, came out in 2019, and is 102 minutes long, and my golly, I love this movie. This is a good one. So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to keep talking movies too much. We all know I'm going to. Take care. Bye.